Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. Today is going to be part 4 of our series, Who Do You Think You Are? A look at the belief systems that we all hold. The information that I am sharing with you in part is from this book, Dr. Judith Orloff's Guide to Intuitive Healing, as well as another book that I introduced in the first video by Dr. Evelyn Wood. Today we're going to be looking at one of the 4 belief systems that Dr. Orloff says is empowering. I am also going to be sharing with you workshop information that stem from these books and others. We're going back 23 years, friends, and I also will be sharing with you another book that the workshop helped me as a facilitator bring awareness to those who partook of that workshop. So what I'm going to do is read kind of a preface that's going to capture why Dr. Orloff speaks about the empowering beliefs. All right, she says, your beliefs matter. They will shape how you make sense of your emotional life. What anybody else says is right for you is irrelevant if you don't feel it yourself. We often go years mesmerized by a litany of illusions about who we are. And they come from media or our parents that we now must unlearn. To counter these, I'd like to share with you 4 beliefs I've found to be empowering. They're based on compassion, not convention. They offer a starting point. She goes on to say she practices them, and so do her clients. So we're going to begin here with the edited worksheets that I gave in the workshops. And again, taken from one of the 4 empowering belief system. It is the first in her book. It is, your path is perfect. Don't compare yourself with others, and just take a moment to kind of digest what that is, that your path is already perfect. She goes on to say, each of us has a unique purpose and path. From that, of course, there was a discussion in the workshop, and this is what ultimately we all gained and understood, that universally we are all striving to achieve our personal objectives. As we grow to connect with something greater than ourselves and experience the essence of a higher love. Going back to that preface that I just read with you from Dr. Orloff's book, remember she based it on compassion and not convention. And she believes love is a healing balm, and she uses that throughout her book, Intuitive Healing. So, in the workshop, I went on to say, with this love in mind, do you have it for yourself? And normally, not everyone comes with a guide and loves themselves completely from the get-go. It is something that we all struggle with. So answering that question, do you love yourself, was something that was discussed for a lengthy time. What happened, if Faith would have it, at the same time that I had interviewed Dr. Orloff and her book, Intuitive Healing, this book came across my desk. I decided to interview the author, the husband and wife team, Philip and Jane Montrose. It is Getting Through to Your Emotions with EFT. Also came out around 2000. Now, EFT, most of you may be aware of, is basically the acronym for Emotional Freedom Technique. It taps into the meridians very quickly. when I was asking myself and questioning how much I love myself completely, the answer was no. 23 years ago, no, I didn't love myself deeply and completely. The emotional freedom technique that I did helped me take those blockages away. So let me give you a little bit more information. The person that we have to give credit to EFT that popularized it is, by the forward, Gary Gregg. And he learned it from back in 1991 from Dr. Roger Callahan, who was working with the meridians in the body, formed the EFT. There's a sequence that you do. So we have to give him credit. The authors here certainly have a great book here and a method. I did take the 6-week course that was offered back in that time. And also there was 8-track tapes, and I think some cassette tapes from Gary Gregg that he was offering over 23 years ago, and I fully got immersed in it. Make a long story short, I believe in EFT. The tapping is what helped me achieve and remove the blockages that stopped me from fully loving and accept myself. Now, do I continue to struggle? Absolutely, don't we all? And that is an honest assessment. But I do honor and appreciate a lot of the qualities that I took for granted prior to working with these books and the information that I have gleaned from all these years of spiritual growth. Okay, now Dr. Judith Arloff goes on to say, one of the traps that is going to get us caught by comparing ourselves to others is believing someone who is or seems smarter, richer, funnier, sexier, more spiritually evolved, and the list goes on. So she recommends that we avoid comparison. We know that that is Spirituality 101 training ground through which all of us must pass. Don't compare yourselves with others. We went on to do this little exercise. We took a few moments to recall how we reacted when faced with such a person that we thought, hey, they're so much sexier. Oh, look at the subscribers this person has. Oh, look at the fame. Look at how spiritual they are. They're psychic. They're able to do everything. They have money. People look up to them. So when we see that, we're looking to see what our reactions were. Now, here are some key phrases that help us to understand our reactions or our feelings from this. Our initial reaction is, are we generally happy for him or her that have these gifts that we feel we don't, or these abilities, or have a better body or a stronger body? Or do we feel dismissed, stricken, jealous, and become enraged? So you may want to, take a few moments and think about the last time that you saw someone and found yourself judging and comparing yourself with that person in some way. So we're going to look now at what we can take away. Nobody is immune to comparison and judging themselves. We all struggle with this aspect of ourselves at some point in our lives and journey to wholeness. But becoming aware and how we react is what will empower us to make changes. We have to become aware that this is disempowering when we do not honor our own perfection, our own uniqueness, and we begin comparing ourselves with others. the bottom line is you have a choice. What is causing you to compare and judge yourself as better or less than others? That's a biggie. What's the payoff? What is it doing for you? Is it validating something that you have and they don't, or the reverse? Now, this is an opportunity to love yourself more by appreciating the blessings and gifts you were given. See through the illusion. That is part of what the book that Dr. Orloff talks about. That is an illusion. We don't know what that person is going through or at what price they are paying and from what purpose they may be presenting this aura of greatness, of perfection. She goes on to say, after giving a story about one of her clients who was struggling as she was a producer on a set and looking at all these beautiful people that get oohs and ahs with gorgeous body, great clothes, people knocking on the door to talk to them to get autographs, and she was struggling with their successes. And in parentheses is what Dr. Orloff says, real success isn't trading your humility for power, and it certainly isn't selling your soul. And those are questions we have to ask ourselves. So, we also need now to look at how do rewards, validations, admirations, popularity from the external world play into your beliefs of who you are. So if someone doesn't agree with you or validate something that you say, does it make you feel like you are wrong? Do you believe that you're not smart or you're imperfect and give away your power and think that they're right or their ideas is better? That is what that particular sentence is trying to look at, is the external world, how it is rewarding us, validating us, making us feel. It's external. It's not coming from within us. And it could be a stimulus. It could be a very good high. Or when we don't get it, we're affected and we're taken back, we're worried, we're upset, we're stressed out. As one learns to live an authentic life, the pitfalls and illusions we face every day become clearer. With integrity, self-awareness, and love, we come to understand what true wholeness means. So in the end, this exercise is really kind of an inventory of first, loving ourselves, understanding what our unique purpose and path is, not judging it, but really fine-tuning it and going with that. That's who we are. And then asking ourselves, do we validate who we are through the feedback or admiration or popularity we get from others, certainly the media and the external world? And at what price do we forfeit that? But in the end, with integrity, self-awareness, and love, self-love, we come to understand what true wholeness means. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. The next video, we will look at the second empowering belief. Till then, please let me know what you feel. I welcome your input and your comments and hope that this was insightful for you in some way. Blessings, everyone. Bye for now.